And I also just want to give a special bit of thanks to the incredible volunteers and organizers of Indivisible. Thank you, Indivisible. God bless Indivisible. And for the Pennsylvania Democrats and volunteers who are getting folks registered to vote and also telling you how you can get your neighbors registered to vote. So we're going to hear from the incredible congressman here in just a second, but I just want to say very quickly what I said at the beginning of this about the power that you have in this moment. You know, one thing you know about would-be autocrats and would-be kings, these guys are assholes, but they're not super creative. They're not super creative. They engage in one of the tried and true tactics of would-be authoritarians and kings. They engage in what is known as historical revisionism. And a part of that historical revisionism, burning books, banning books, getting rid of websites, is about trying to make us forget who we are as Americans. This is not, in fact, the first time we've had to deal with a guy like the one in the White House, in fact. And I think it's critical for us in this moment to just get a little bit of muscle memory about the people who have come before us, who understood and believed that this idea of freedom, justice, and fairness, it can't just exist on some well historically preserved documents. It has to actually mean something. And so I think often about the women of the suffragette movement who got engaged in good trouble, as we were remembering yesterday with John Lewis, who engaged in hunger strikes and tied themselves to the fences of the White House because they understood that this country's never going to be what it must be if women can't fully and equally participate in this democracy. Certainly just a couple of days removed from Pride Month, all of us think about the incredible folks who showed up not just at Stonewall, but at many other moments before Stonewall and after Stonewall, because they understood that in a country this great, we don't got to treat people differently because of who they love or how they identify. And I mentioned John Lewis, and I hope that all of us are thinking about what happened 60 years ago on that Edmund Pettus Bridge. And I just want to remind you of this, because it is easy in this moment. I hear a lot of people asking, who's going to be the John Lewis of this time or that person of this time? All of that stuff is decided later. People decide in retrospect who were the so-called heroes. But let me be very clear, there were over 600